It's February 24th, 2020, Wrestling Inc. podcast, talking about Monday Night Raw, the go-home show before Super Showdown. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan and Raj Giri, here to talk about all the action. Oh, that ending tonight. Oh my God, can you believe it, Matt? What a twist.
The show sucked.
Hey, you said it, bro. Raj, how are you feeling about it?
You know, I didn't think it was that terrible. I thought that ending was random. I don't know if they're going somewhere with this referee, or since they're in Canada, they felt like they had to do a screw job. But yeah, I thought that whole thing kind of sucked. But the rest of the show I thought was pretty good.
There was parts of it that was good. I love KO's promo.
No.
There's other parts in there that were okay, but not happy. I didn't like the show. I was honestly dreading to have to continue to watch it.
It felt, I mean, by the time that third hour came, it felt long. And I don't know what it is with Seth. I really like him as a heel, but not in this role. Not this Monday Night Messiah thing. Just is not working for me. And when he comes on, I'm just kind of check out.
He's acting because he's acting. He's playing wrestler right now. He's perfect.
Right.
It's a really shitty gimmick. I mean, just all things considered, right? It's kind of the, well, pal, go out there and compare yourself to Jesus. Writes itself. It's just kind of lazy. I don't know. Let's talk about the opening of the show. Good Lord. You know what? Okay, here's what it is. Here's exactly what it is. The twist and twist I don't mind so bad, but the Randy Orton thing, what's the reason why, Randy? Tell Kevin the reason why. Everybody wants to know the reason why. What's in the cage? What's the big mystery of the cage? I'm sure next week, why is the ref converting to Seth and following him? They suck with this mystery shit. This is not Lost. There is no big prize at the end of this treasure hunt.
Yeah, I mean, if they could do it well, WCW used to do it well. You know, where they paid off the mystery, the third man, you know, other ones like that. Sting, which side is he on? WCW used to be able to play those off well. WWE has not been able to. I mean, just look at, you know, Roman Reigns getting hit by the car. Yeah.
So, we're in Winnipeg tonight. Randy Orton came out, and Randy Orton did some research. He went on the Google and found out that the last time they were on Winnipeg for Raw, Edge punched him in the face. So, maybe a little bit of backstory there, but he was confronted by Kevin Owens, came out. Kevin got a huge pop, of course, being in Canada. Kevin talking about how inspired he was to have see Edge return at the Royal Rumble. He wanted the chance to work with Edge. He remembers watching him retire, and they got into it, setting up the main event for later in the night. Matt, were you almost disappointed that they brought in the Rollins stuff? I mean, Orton versus KO with this thing around Edge is cool. Why did they have to bring in this train, the swarm of, you know, mediocrity at the end?
I don't know. It didn't need it. Kevin Owens cut a very impassioned promo. I believed him. I don't know what's up with his dinosaur tattoo on his left arm. Are we going to talk about that? What's that? Does that have special meaning?
I didn't even notice it. Is that new?
Fans
in the chat room, what does the Tyrannosaurus Rex have to do with Kevin Owens that I'm not aware of?
They both have teeny arms.
No, I'm just saying that's what his tattoo is. I'm wondering if I'm missing some hidden message that I don't know about, that he's into dinosaurs or what the deal is. But besides the fact, his promo was money. His promo was really good. I liked it a lot.
It was a good opening. I can tell you, Matt, that Kevin Owens is very into aquariums and museums. And when he tours, he always makes a point to hit up the local aquarium and local museums.
Well, I can't talk shit because when I first got brought up to SmackDown, I had a flaming basketball on my left shoulder that I've since gotten covered.
What'd you get covered with?
Whatever the hell this crap is.
So it's still there? You just got another tattoo on top of it?
Yeah, you can still see it a little bit.
Because I remember Undertaker, when he had his wife's name tattooed on his neck, and remember he got that removed, and it took years.
Yeah.
Tattoo removal is no joke. You're better getting it covered. Mitch Orobsky with the Super Chat $5 Canadian saying they seem to be just stalling with these Randy promos.
Because they don't know. We already know they don't know, and I'm okay with them not knowing or delivering.
Yeah, I almost feel like that's how they should end it. Just be like, you guys want to know? Well, I'm not going to tell you, and that's it. Just drop it. Because playing this off every week, it is getting a little redundant. It just feels like you're watching the same thing every week. So that being said, I thought Orton just being Orton out there was great, and Kevin Owens was great. They played they played great off each other, and I like for 1 week that they weren't going to be doing Team Seth versus Team Owens.
Yeah,
so.
That's why it was so disappointing at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Orton versus KO has some legs. It could be really good.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, if they actually do it. Team Seth versus Team Owens doesn't.
Nope.
They had done that every week until this week.
It feels like the faction just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and now that Seth has got followers on the WWE crew, this is going to end up like more people following Seth than we're in NWO by the end of this.
Well, I don't think it's still just Murphy and AOP and Seth.
And the referee now.
Well, this could have been a one-night thing. I can't see that referee just hanging out with him. I hope not.
This is why people wrote off Jesus this way at the beginning. Look where Christianity is now. I'm just saying.
Is this another edit that's going to be happening here?
I'm just saying. Anyhow, Angel Garza versus Umberto Carrillo tonight.
Okay. Before you say anything, Garza, I'm now a fan of him.
Okay.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah. I thought this match was one of those matches I thought was, if you're a wrestling fan, a hardcore fan, this was great. It was two guys, you could tell they could just read each other very well. Obviously they're cousins. It was seamless.
Yeah. Yeah. In real life, they're cousins?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that in real life they were. Yeah, it was well done. I loved the old girl's promo, though. I loved the setup of it. She made him look like a friggin' star and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just like him. I like him a lot. I like his cockiness. I like his swagger backstage and how when she's putting him over, just his body language. He's a good-looking dude. You can tell he thinks his bleep doesn't stink. That works, in getting heat. Fantastic. Both of them are really good in the ring, obviously, but I dig him. I hope they don't. Well, let's just call a spade a spade. You know what they're going to do with him. It's going to go on to become 50-50 booking for this guy, just like it is everybody else.
Yeah, that's my only issue is I worry because of his size that he's not going to be getting the push that maybe if they gave him the shot that he might be able to, take the ball and run. Because he's got that charisma. He's got that, like you said, the swagger without overdoing it. It's not like he feels like he's playing a character. He looks like he really does. Like you said, it looked like his shit don't stink. His S don't stink.
It's good when you go back and say the censored version after you said the
when you're editing, you could go back and take that out.
I'm not editing.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
100% live.
The only thing I was wondering is more casual fans. Are they going to, because this match was long. And like I said, I really enjoyed it as a hardcore fan. A casual fan in the first hour, are they going to stick with it, or do they change the channel? To me, this seemed like a one where fans change the channel as it goes on. And I hope I'm wrong, but because they worked hard and the match was great.
Zelina is fantastic.
Oh, she's awesome.
I feel like she can get you invested in anything.
You know what?
She's the biggest star out of all three of them.
Yeah.
You know what I wonder is if Angel Garza made himself into such a star that they changed plans on Andrade. You know what I mean? Like the push that they were giving Andrade, they switch it to Angel.
I like him. I'm being dead serious, and I know Andrade is so good. I get it. And he's a little bit bigger, so therefore he has more meat on the bone, so to speak, with a hopefully a main event run one day, right? Yeah. But I like this guy better. I like Garza better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with this, you could tell that they're trying to get something going with Andrade out for the time being. I think the angle with them cousins, being cousins, is good. It's interesting they're going with Angel. What was she saying? Referring to him as a lady killer. He has dimples as well, so it seems weird they're knocking Umberto for that. Perhaps it's a shared hereditary trait. But the match itself, I thought, was absolutely fantastic.
The things you notice.
You know what? They could have Angel Andrade be like The Rock and Farouk for a while, where Farouk was kind of straight straight edge, like the heel, but The Rock was always annoying him, and then eventually you have him turn. But I thought this match worked.
Yep.
Ricochet versus Luke Gallows.
Gee, nobody could tell what this finish was going to be. I mean, seriously, right? And then you have Jerry Lawler just sounding completely, once again, just completely underselling. What's his name? Ricochet the entire time, and been like shocked that he beat Luke Gallows, who has not won a singles match in God knows how long. Like, come on.
Well, just a few weeks ago, remember Drew squashed Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson to get at the same time.
I mean, it's right, and I hate to say it because I love Drew. I wish they used Drew in a better light, but still, a singles loss doesn't hurt Drew at all. He's a tag team performer now.
Yeah, by Drew, you're talking about Luke Gallows. Yeah, Drew Galloway. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, good win for Ricochet. But I thought it was very. They tipped their hand immediately since I saw who his opponent was. It was like, oh, this is a win.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. It seems win or lose, they're setting up him to go into a feud with AJ after this.
Who?
Ricochet.
No, it seemed like they were setting up AJ and Alistair Black.
Yeah.
They're doing that next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terry Allen, for the super chat donation. Fun times with games. Thanks. He said, I fell asleep during the show and just woke up. Well, thanks for joining us.
He literally didn't miss anything.
I felt like with Ricochet, with him in the ring, he did not feel like someone getting a world title shot in 3 days.
No, not at all.
And I feel like with Brock, the way they had him look like just a killer in the Royal Rumble, they should have him just destroy Ricochet, I think, and build him up that much more as the monster. And that way, when Drew beats him at WrestleMania, it means that much more. Because Ricochet, him getting a few moves in on Brock's not going to do anything for him. So just let Brock be the monster is what I feel like they should do.
That's what's gonna. What else would happen?
Yeah, Ricochet gets like how Brock's matches with Finn Balor, and yeah. I think it should be just a one-sided destruction. And I like Ricochet. It's nothing against him, but he's not hot right now with how he's been pushed. And the promos he's cut, they've hurt him.
We will see what happens at Super Showdown. I mean, Ricochet's not winning the title.
No,
it's not happening. It's really about what they do beyond this. Yes, Alistair Black backstage of the club did beat him up. So yeah, perhaps AJ versus Black.
I think they announced that for next week, right?
I think so.
Yes. Yeah. They did a good job of building sympathy for Black, I thought. And it was smart to show him get back up as well after getting jumped.
Matt, what'd you think of the Heyman promo with Brock?
Get back to that.
Yeah. What about it?
Same stuff, different week.
Seriously, it's always the same stuff, different week. I hate to say it because I love Paul Heyman, but it's boring at this point.
Yeah, I cannot tell you what he said. It was so redundant. Thanks to Nightmare Knee, $20 donation.
Damn.
He said, just being random, but I really enjoy your show. Enjoy your review more than the actual show. I just can't bring myself to watch it, even NXT, and I love NXT. Also, check out my nephew Blake 182. He's a local wrestler based out of Michigan. Will do. Thanks for the donation. And thanks to Randy M for $2. It says it's going to be the typical small man Brock match. Usually Brock gives the small guys, some hope. I don't think they should do that here. What do you think, Matt?
I don't think it matters. I think even if he squashes Ricochet, who cares? Who did he squash? Does it really add to his monster, profile as being a monster killer? To me, it doesn't, because the guy is less than nothing with how they booked him. This isn't even a Daniel Bryan. This isn't even a Finn Balor in this case. So, him just walking right through him doesn't do anything.
This is probably the lowest profile opponent Brock has had since he's been back.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it could be an amazing match, though, still.
Of course it could. That's what I'm hoping they do with it, because I don't think it hurts Brock at all or Drew afterwards. I really don't. Brock has got it so cemented in our heads now, Raj, that he is a man beast and that he's a killer. He's a Viking, a real life modern day Viking. And that, so like, you can't get any higher with him.
I think if you have Brock just destroying him and then you have Drew come out, lay Brock out, I don't know, you know, where he's just killing Ricochet, fans are like booing him like crazy, and that brings Drew out.
That could still happen, but give Ricochet something in there. I mean, I just don't think it's a wasted opportunity on Ricochet too. If they don't try to at least do something. We know he's not going to win.
Yeah.
But he's super athletic, and I would like to see, I don't know. We always say Brock, that they don't use Brock appropriately to help get other talent over when the time's right. And I don't know. I just think the kid can get a little bit of a rub out of this somewhere in there. I don't know. I'd like to see it, but man.
No, I think yeah, I mean, this is just a showcase for Ricochet, and I think if he has an incredible match, it'll help. But I still feel like they don't really know what they're doing with him.
This is not going to be a showcase for Ricochet. You
don't think they'll give him? I mean,
a slaughter for Ricochet. It's just a matter of how much is Brock going to give him. I hope Brock gives him something in there where we do get to see a little bit of something from Ricochet. I wouldn't call it a showcase. A showcase is something where it's like a reverse squash match for a little guy, where a little guy gets all of his shit in and then goes over at the end.
Daniel Bryan versus Brock.
Daniel Bryan was world champion when he faced Brock.
And I would argue it wasn't a showcase for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Pretty good match for Daniel Bryan.
He got his ass handed to him the entire match if you go back and watch it. And then they did such a good job of making us believe at the very end that DB had a shot there. That was so good.
It was a really good match. I rewatched that like a month ago, and I remember still really liking it.
Don't you remember Daniel Bryan looked like he was dead? Like, we all thought he was concussed for sure.
Yeah, it was like the first 7 minutes Brock just destroyed him. But then when Daniel Bryan came back, it turned into, I mean, it was compelling. You almost believed that Daniel could win it, which, I loved AJ and Brock too, but you didn't have that belief. Finn, you didn't have that belief, but Daniel Bryan, you did.
We'll see. I hope they give him something, because I hate to see the wasted opportunity. Again, a squash does nothing for Brock here. It doesn't. Did not done enough with Ricochet. Did not done enough with Ricochet, where a squash to him is like, oh my God, Brock he just beat him in like 55 seconds. Like, I'm not going to be impressed with that. Even if he beats him in 3 seconds, I'm not going to be impressed by that.
Yeah.
He's already high up as you can get, is what I'm saying. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really left for Brock.
No, there's not.
Which is the problem. I mean, so Matt, what do you do? What do you do when you're at that stage?
The drop to Drew is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing it. You're seeing it. They're making Drew look like a killer, and by taking out Brock, in theory, a superstar should be born. Now, whether they can go with it and maintain it, and they keep the fans with it, that's a whole different story. But
yeah, we'll see. We'll get to it. His interview tonight. I don't want to spoil it, but go ahead. What was next? Sorry.
So after that, we had Eric Rowan versus Alistair Black.
Great job of, like I said, sympathy on Alistair Black, which is hard to get because he's a cool badass. It's hard to get sympathy on those types of characters, and they did a very good job with that tonight. But they did a good job of setting the table and storytelling of Alistair Black. He got a lot of TV time tonight. I felt. Setting this match up, just what would normally be a throwaway match versus Eric Rowan, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
I think by having him get injured before the match, it did throw the finish in question, whereas before you would have thought Alistair with another win.
It was great sympathy going into the match.
Yeah, and especially when you're doing a rematch, and you are still having the same guy win, which I'm glad. Yeah. They should not be doing 50-50 with Alistair Black right now. So I thought the match was really good. This was probably the best Rowan match I've seen in a long time.
Eric can work. He's good. He's not crappy. Him versus what's his name was really good too. If you guys remember back, Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
he can work. The big guy can work.
But I think you're seeing the push kind of dying, or if it's not completely gone away, it's dying down for Rowan, because he was thrown out like nothing in the Royal Rumble by Brock, and now beaten 2 weeks in a row. So.
He's being beaten by a guy that's got a rock, essentially almost a rocket ship attached. Almost.
Yeah.
Not there yet, but hopefully.
I mean, but with Rowan, though, I mean, doesn't he have to win one of these? I mean, he lost last week.
No, not me.
They have Alistair Black, again, fingers crossed, a future perennial main eventer on their hands if they do this right with him. Now it's so important.
Yeah, Alistair Black has not been beaten on the main roster yet. So Rowan should not be the guy to beat him.
God, no.
The thing with the cage, I thought it was interesting that the cover of the cage is like stapled and glued all around the cage when the cage got knocked over.
I don't even care about the cage like at all. I'm annoyed we're even talking about it right now.
If anything,
I don't care about the cage.
It makes me. It's almost like this is why wrestling's kind of not cool right now. Is stuff like this. I'd rather they just get rid of it. You know.
Hey, let's give a shout out to the guy on Twitter the other night. Who's the guy on Twitter who had the idea that?
Oh.
Hey, what was it again? His idea that it's Undertaker's urn in there.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. It sounds like, wait a minute, dude's hand bled, somebody else's hand bled when they touched inside it. How do you explain that?
And he gives it to Bray Wyatt to use against Taker. Or he said something like that.
That'd be cool.
It'd be something. That's more thought that he put into it than WWE did for sure.
Yes, totally.
I mean, it is what it is. There will be no satisfying payoff to this storyline.
Maybe that was it. Maybe when they knocked it over, Rowan stops bringing it now.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That's only going to help him.
Right, exactly.
You know, we got to dump it.
Yeah.
So Alistair Black won that match. Oh, and then we had the interview with Drew McIntyre. Yeah, this was kind of different.
What did you guys think of this? I still don't know what I think of it.
I liked it. I think it's amazing. Drew is doing what they tried to get over with Roman for such a long time of being this badass babyface.
That's what it reminded me of with Roman. It reminded me when they were doing the Roman versus Lesnar build, and they did the backstage interview where he's sitting down.
Remember when they got snowed out?
Right.
Stanford headquarters.
Yeah, which I actually really like that episode. But yeah, where they're humanizing him now.
Yes.
Terry Allen's really concerned about your earbuds. Oh, whoops. There we go. Thanks for the $4 donation. He's asking if your earbuds are broken. That's the second one that he sent. Second super chat. Thank you. Thank you for those.
Sorry, Terry Allen. Yes, they are. And they're not my earbuds that are broken. My microphone, this thing.
Yeah. We are working on fixing that for next time.
Yeah, but stupidest stuff. No offense.
But yeah, totally. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know. I think Drew was. The other stuff was more effective that they've been doing. Now, I do think there's a time and place for stuff like this. Did you guys watch any of the Ruthless Aggression shows?
I did watch 2 episodes of it. Yes.
Or no, I'm not. I'm thinking of the day of the Royal Rumble, the day of Royal Rumble show, where they showed like a bunch of backstage stuff, and they had Lacey Evans, who is showing like she keeps these letters in her boots in every match she's wrestled, and it's always someone like who is who fought addiction and overcame addiction, and she's talking about it and crying and just came across as such a super baby face, and it's real. And I was like, if they aired that on TV, it would be way more effective than anything that they do. But
just in the boat with her, throw a camera on that lady 24 hours a day, and the rest will write itself.
Yeah. But I feel like with Drew, the opposite's been working. Like the stuff in the ring, and I don't know. I don't know if you just want to keep shifting gears, and I don't know. But it wasn't bad. I don't think it hurt him.
His interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't hurt him.
No, not at all.
I felt like parts of it I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking about going away and coming back, a man, that kind of a thing. But I don't know.
And one thing, that bothered me with that promo, they should not be showing him when he was with 3MB. I just think it just kind of, just
the
kind of.
It's going to happen, Raj, and it's going to be incredible.
I just think it takes some of that magic away from where he is right now. You see him as this badass, and you look at him, you're like, oh, wait, that was him.
It does. I agree with that. And I also was surprised they did that. That's the part I didn't like about this. Because Vince, I told you, when I got sent back down to OVW, I want to say for like 8 months, 6 months, something like that, after teaming with Brock Lesnar and his team, right? Team Lesnar for Survivor Series. I remember asking him, like, I just was on TV like 6 months ago, not stuttering. You know, he's like, let me worry about that, you know? And I was like, so we're gonna forget this ever happened then, you know? And that's the way they are. Yes, we want you to forget all of that. So I was really surprised to see them go back to this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, even if you're turning Bray Wyatt babyface, I don't want you showing Husky Harris clips, you know?
Well, although with Huskus the Pig, I think that's the ultimate.
I mean,
it's very subtle.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You shouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Nightmare Knee, thank you for the $5 donation. He's saying WWE is throwing away money by not booking talent to their full potential. I think KO would have been huge if they let him be who he was in NXT.
Definitely. I thought we got a little bit out of him tonight in his promo versus Randy.
Yeah, he was kind of that violent
and also smartass.
Yeah.
He's a good smartass. He's a funny smartass.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt him. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Sometimes somebody tries to be a smart ass and gets to be too cute. I don't like it. But KO's always, I think he's hilarious. And it doesn't take away from him being a badass either.
Mm-hmm.
I like
They just have him lose all the time. I don't think he's won a match on TV like this year. I could be wrong.
Because I think he is a main event star for them. I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. And
I think that's my frustration with a lot of this, right? It's like Street Profits. They need a good angle. They should be doing their own thing. Instead, they're a supporting act in these storylines. KO should be doing his own thing. Instead, he's stuck in this with Rollins. Like, I don't know. AOP even with pairing with Rollins and Murphy. I just feel like these are talents that they're just all getting lumped together, and it kind of takes away from their unique specialness.
Well, and that's the thing here. That sometimes WWE thinks the sum of all parts is the answer. But when you're putting 3 out of 4 of a group into the main event picture that have never been in the main event picture before, you know, you got to be careful with that, because not all 3 are going to get over. Maybe 1 will get over. I just used the example I just threw out there earlier. They threw me and Nathan Jones in there with Big Show and Brock Lesnar and A-Train, and, you know, we're 2 giants on our own, right? So now we're in the ring with all these other big guys. We just kind of like fall in the back if you really look at it, and don't mean as much, right? So it's not just like noise, not good noise either. So it's like, you got to make these people feel special. If you're going to bring them up to the main event echelon level, then give them their own thing. Don't lump them all together, because then they're all just like the way you guys are explaining it. It's just like this group of guys that are out there. We're not saying, did you see Murphy do this or do that? Oh, did you see what AOP did out there? That was awesome. We're not really talking like that. Nobody, those 3 are not getting over. They're not being brought up. Right. That's a lot to put on Seth Rollins, by the way. I'm not saying he can't do it, but it's a lot to put on him to try to get 3 of those talents over that WWE's done a piss poor job booking in the past. And then you put them out there against other mid-card guys that you've now brought up to this main event babyface level on the babyface side, right? With who they're going against. I don't know.
And you need to give some of the guys who are stars some real wins. Like, you know, I mentioned Owens. He hasn't beaten someone in a singles match since he beat Mojo Rawley in a Christmas street fight, you know, in December. And he's being pushed as one of your top guys. That stuff, it matters.
People like Kevin. They like KO.
No, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's part of it. Is, does it feel to you guys, and maybe this is just perception versus reality, I feel like there are less storylines. If you look now where Raw is now versus a year ago, I feel like there are less storylines, like individual storylines for the wrestlers.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not just trying to be contrarian here.
Yeah.
But I think about it, and I think of, okay, you have the Lashley storyline with Lana. You have the Umberto, what's his name, storyline from earlier. We have the storyline of OC jumping, what's his name, Alistair Black. Can Alistair Black overcome it? And him versus, he's in like purgatory right now going against what's his name. But there's a storyline in there of his push, his rise. Alistair Blacks. I mean, Brock Lesnar versus Drew. Drew's is a good storyline.
Yeah.
I think, Glenn, do you mean more like
Orton?
Like, do you mean more like the Lana Lashley stuff, where it's a lot of stuff that's not matches, but
it doesn't feel big.
Twists
I feel like so I feel like there are a couple of big storylines, but a lot of this other stuff might as well be that feud over the Japanese shampoo commercial. No, seriously, but you know what I'm saying.
You're just wrestling matches. You're just thrown together and wrestling every week, and that's your feud.
He thinks he's cute. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Like. That's not really something we tune in for. So the Rollins thing, and again, this is a little contradictory to my initial point. The Rollins thing, the ref reveal, okay, at least they're taking a big swing. Like, I don't care for it, but I feel like there's less big swings. I feel like the Brock stuff, that's background, man. Like, Brock and Drew could be big, but most of the time Brock, when's the last time like a Brock feud was the hottest storyline on Monday Night Raw?
They almost had it with Ray for a minute there.
Yeah, I thought it was.
You know, for a minute there. And I say that because it went on, it didn't go on to really do something for me.
But then you've got Edge versus Orton, and it's like they're just, I mean, treading. What could you imagine? And maybe this is something like we talked about Lost earlier. Like you turn the show with a big mystery, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna get to that, but now let's talk about all this other shit. You know,
I think they should just keep Orton off of TV, you know, for a week or two here or there, so they don't have to just kind of drag it out. Edge is going to be back on Raw, not this coming Monday. Beth Phoenix will be on the announcement, but he's going to be on the week after, so that's his. So that'll be the night after Elimination Chamber.
And you know, Randy, by the way, after the first week when he beat up Matt Hardy, it would be perfectly acceptable for Randy just to come out and be like, Randy Orton, I'm the Viper. It's what I do. It's unpredictable. There's no rhyme or reason. Just seemed like the right thing to do. And I think people will be kind of like, okay, that makes sense. Now let's move on to the next thing. But don't tease it out if there's not going to be a payoff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because Randy's been getting these rave reviews from getting great reactions. He's getting great heat. Fans are playing right into the palm of his hand. And we all keep tuning in to see what it is that he did. Why did he do this? I think it's going to jump the shark one more week, though. So I'm hoping they see that and they say, like, all right, let's stop having him come out and start it this way. Let's do something different with it. But it's some of the best work he's done on the mic, in my opinion. So if you're WWE, you're like, well, shit, we finally got Orton motivated with something really big right now. He's getting an insane amount of heat. He looks like he's having fun out there. This is good stuff. You know, they think highly of it. They're leading off every show with it, as well as, in my opinion, as well as they should.
When's the last time Orton's been this hot? I'd argue it was probably like his feud with Triple H when he kissed Stephanie.
He's really dialed in on this.
Yeah.
You know, Randy, he's so in on this. I love it.
Yeah, I think he's the hottest thing in wrestling right now.
I feel like, but there is a shelf life on it before the fans just turn.
With us tuning in and trying to get the answer out of him, I agree with that. Yeah.
If
they do it again, it jumps the shark officially as far as what the reason is.
Yeah, but him himself, I mean, the fans are going crazy when he's out there.
Yes, it's up to the writing team to be creative.
Yeah.
It's on them, not him.
Again, this is reminding me of Seth and Dean, where they never did. They had same thing. They were teasing, like, "Why did you do it? Why did you do it?" And Dean would just walk away and never give the answer. And then
that was such an easy answer too.
Yeah, it fizzled, and then the feud just sucked, and it was something that should have been the hottest feud in a long time. Just faded away.
How hard would it have been, though? I said this before, guys.
Yeah.
I was repeating myself. Well, you did it to us with the Shield. You broke the Shield. You took money out of our mouths. Well, how's payback? It's payback, mother effer. How's it feel?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been wanting to do this forever, but Roman's been stopping me. Now he's gone, and so now is my time. That's it. That was easy.
Well, speaking of storylines that don't go anywhere, perhaps never go away, R-Truth was out to introduce Bobby Lashley and Lana. The Rusev Day chants, Lana yelling Rusev Day is canceled. Is the Rusev element of this over, Raj?
Oh, I definitely think so. It was, yeah. You know what's interesting is they have that 2 Wake Mountain Trophy Gauntlet match at Super Showdown this Sunday. And Rusev was originally in it, and they even showed him on the graphic on screen. But when they were reading it, they replaced Rey Mysterio with Rusev, and on their Twitter account too. So it looks like they might have pulled Rusev from that match and replaced him with Rey Mysterio.
It's a very weird match, like with R-Truth in it, right?
Yeah, it was just, it just seemed like they just wanted Lashley to beat somebody, so pick the name out of the hat.
I gotta say one thing: R-Truth is a very sympathetic character right now.
I think he is one. He's always had fan support, but I think he's gotten even more with the 24/7 stuff. And he's more endearing now. I agree. Like, people don't want to see him get killed.
No, like he was like, "Hey, gotta take my clothes off," and Bobby Lashley jumped him, and he's like booing the piss out of Bobby for it.
Yeah.
I mean, tonight, Art.
But about the Rusev Lashley, I mean, they haven't followed up on it in a month, and you could tell like they've moved on. Whether or not Rusev's staying with WWE or they're writing him off TV.
So what happens then? Does Bobby have to continue to like just be escorted out to the ring by Lana? And then what?
I guess
the payoff with those two being together is Rusev. The two of them together does not have heat without the payoff of Rusev. So once it's announced that Rusev has quit WWE, I'm telling you right now, Lana is not going to have the same kind of heat that she did, because now she has done this to a character that is no longer in threat of ever coming out and righting this wrong.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, she did sign a 5-year deal, so they could just, you know how WWE does stuff. They could just quietly move her away from Lashley and put her back on SmackDown.
Do that for Bobby's sake, because Bobby needs to go on Brock Lesnar, and I'm sick of waiting.
Yeah. I'd love to see that too.
Man, yeah.
I think with Heyman booking that too, I think he could do it right.
Dude, I think if they did it right, you take a risk by doing like MMA rules in a way, and it worked. Maybe in a worked environment.
Yeah, like play up their MMA records a little bit and their backgrounds. Like the two legit toughest fighters in WWE. I think it could be. I think it'd be really great.
We'll shoot stuff in there here and there, maybe. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool.
How do they book Brock going forward, though? So if Drew takes the title off Brock, they had this problem last time, Brock without a title. I mean, but to what you were saying, like Brock's accomplished everything. Brock with the title seems pointless. Brock without the title sems pointless. What do you do when you
No, they screwed up by having Brock win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Like, he had no reason to be out there and be any part of that match whatsoever, right? He did not need to have a title.
Yeah, well, Brock holding the title, it's not really pointless, because the point has always been to have someone beat him for it and become a star. It's just stuff always happens to where he re-signs or someone gets injured and they put it back on him. But
he does not need it, though. Like
right.
He can still lose to somebody. He was not champion when he beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, was he? Right.
No, he wasn't. He won his first title since coming back after that, like that SummerSlam after.
He doesn't need it if he wants to put over other talents. He does not need the championship.
Right.
Like, give it to Drew. That's the big one. That's the big payoff. I would argue it's a bigger payoff. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is. It's a bigger payoff than Roman beating him, and it's a bigger payoff than Seth beating him. And think about the years they put into both of those two characters building up to Brock. And look at Drew. Drew's got done it in the last 6 months. 4 months, I would argue. I bet you it's been 4 months since they decided him versus Brock.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I've seen WWE booking bring someone down real fast. Because remember, Roman was getting hot there for a while when he was a babyface. He wrestled Randy Orton at SummerSlam. He was getting hot, and then that Royal Rumble.
Who?
Roman. When they were grooming him for Brock, he was getting hot, and then they screwed it up. They did that whole stuff with Daniel Bryan, and same thing they did with Batista. Anyway, it doesn't put it past me that they could drop the ball on this. I hope they don't, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes. So Bobby Lashley won that match pretty easily against R-Truth.
I think the fans gets that one.
Yeah. Well, if I don't say the finish, Matt,
you have to.
Raj will back us up 3 segments from now. Be like, wait, you didn't give the finish to that match.
You would be shocked how many people say they watch the podcast and don't watch the show. Actually, you wouldn't be shocked because you probably have all heard it.
I'm gonna make a prediction, or a guess rather, that it's probably, I bet you it's about 40% now.
In the chat, guys, just say, do you usually watch the show we're reviewing or not? Just say yes or no. For WWE, let's not do NXT or AEW right now. Or just for Raw.
You watch SmackDown, or sorry, you generally watch Raw.
Yeah.
Or do you watch the show?
And while those are coming in, if we want to go to the next thing.
Oh, we have the contract signing for Jerry Lawler out there with the women that are going to be in the Raw Women's Elimination Chamber match. Asuka, Ruby Riott.
This served its purpose.
Yeah, it was different, but right? I mean, it was cool.
It was to get to the pull apart, and that was a very well done pull apart, I thought. Very aggressive.
It was different. I thought Asuka's been entertaining the hell out of me.
Used to shine, right?
Yeah, I think she's been great. A lot of no's, some yeses, but a ton of no's, saying that they don't watch the show that we're reviewing. So, yeah, I'd say probably like 70-30.
Damn.
Yeah, Asuka's been great. Shayna, we'll see.
She did good in this. This is good use of Shayna tonight.
Yeah, I thought she was better.
Yeah. She didn't have to do anything crazy or talk to be herself. How would you handle, trying to get your hands on somebody and whatnot? Pull apart, that's easy to do, right? Yeah. But fans love pull aparts, and they did it very well. They popped like crazy when Becky came out.
Did you see Liv Morgan with that table jump? She jumped over the table and dove. She looked. I feel bad for Liv because she comes back, they put her in the storyline, and then she's taken right out of it.
Seriously, man, the girl can't get a break, man.
I know, it's cooled her off. And then this thing with Ruby, they did 2 weeks of promos, and then that's kind of nowhere.
I hope she doesn't have to. I hope she gets something better than that because I didn't like Ruby Riott working with her anyway to begin with. Yeah. I want to see this girl do something bigger because that's all I've heard, that she's got the chops, Liv Morgan, to do something much bigger. So I hope they give her that opportunity with something.
I think Asuka would be great. I mean, I could think she could only improve if she feuded with Asuka.
Ooh. Okay. That definitely would give her street cred in the ring too, for sure.
Yeah.
A good feud versus Asuka.
No, I think this women's match, I mean, this was fantastic. I mean, talk about an economy of storytelling, how with one segment they were able to build such anticipation and further along what's going on here on the inner rivalries within the women. I thought this was fantastic. I mean, yeah, Shayna's winning, but still, this is going to be a great match.
I don't get why they did the angle before they did this match. Why not wait till do Shayna biting Becky the day after Elimination Chamber after she wins? Because, yeah, it takes all the suspense out. You know Shayna's winning. It's just it's like they're just doing this match for the sake of doing it.
I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I think it got everyone's attention, right? I mean, it was a big entrance from Shayna. It made
but you still do that. I mean,
here's the real question.
Because you had her in the Royal Rumble anyway. It wasn't like she's this total surprise. Yeah.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Oh, so the real question is, so they have these women's storylines that exist within this match. What do they do after that? Will we see Liv versus Ruby? Will we see more going on aside from just the Shayna-Becky build to WrestleMania after Elimination Chamber? That's the test.
Right now, it's all going to be a play in that, what do you call it?
Elimination Chamber.
Thank you. Elimination Chamber. They'll have spots with each other in there. And then, remember they used to do that with Becky and Sasha?
Yeah.
Like Royal Rumble or something like that, and they face off, and they do the little thing for like 2 seconds, and like we were supposed to be like emotionally invested in them that they're facing off. Like that's not how they got to face off in singles competition for it to advance the storyline for me. Not this stupid little battle royal where they give them like 2 spots to do against each other, and now I'm supposed to be like, oh, this is a great storyline. No. So hopefully they get that center stage treatment storyline. A lot of them are entertaining as hell. It ain't just Asuka. There's a few of them that, I don't know, man. They're all crushing it, it feels like. Most of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that match. I think it's going to be fantastic. So there's going to be a separate Raw and SmackDown Women's Elimination Chamber match.
Good.
Is there?
Well, that's what I'm asking, because this was all Raw tonight, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Who was not on the Raw roster?
No, you had SmackDown won the Royal Rumble, so they don't. I mean,
let me see.
Who won? Charlotte won. Oh yeah, and she's going for the NXT title.
So the SmackDown title's open, right? Going into Mania as of now.
Okay, so it's going to be the Raw title that they're deciding in Elimination Chamber who's going to be facing Becky. Okay, so maybe no separate SmackDown. I don't know what's up with the SmackDown Women's Division. I feel like till Sasha comes back, it's really
Hold on a second. Is there only one match announced for Elimination Chamber so far? It's a week from Sunday.
According to Wikipedia, it is the women's match.
Yeah, that's it. Jesus. Man, all right.
This is where them going overseas speeds things up.
Yeah.
And I would be thrilled to see Naomi versus Bayley get a part 2 after Saudi Arabia at Elimination Chamber 1-on-1. I think that could be a really great match.
Unless they give her the title in Saudi Arabia, that'd be great.
No, but then they do the rematch.
You could do the rematch, yeah.
I don't want to see the rematch after that.
You're like, I'm just good. Naomi's the champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we go Naomi Sasha. It'll be great.
That would be great. The trash talking and those promos would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after this, we had a Murphy versus Angelo Dawkins. This Murph the Smurf thing, man. Like,
wait,
did they call him that?
Yeah, they were referring to him as Murph the Smurf.
Who said that?
Street Profits.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right.
Yeah, that's how it starts, though. Then the crowd starts chanting it. And next thing you know.
Yeah, that's a tough one to come back from. I agree. I see why you're saying that, because if that was me, I'd be kind of, I'd be like, dude, why would you say that? What do you do?
Would the Smurf be the worst cartoon character you could be compared to in wrestling? Perhaps a Snork would be worse, because Snorks were like bootleg Smurfs.
They were on right after on Saturday mornings.
It was the same show. Same show, just one was underwater.
Yeah. But it's that he's diminutive, right? That's what they make.
Yeah.
No one has ever referred to someone as a Smurf in a good way.
Real quick, so it does look like there is going to be 3 Elimination Chamber matches. You're right, Glenn. Lacey Evans apparently cut a promo on SmackDown saying that she's going to be in a chamber match. All the participants for this one are there. So, 3.
Yeah. Work with me on this for a second, guys. I'm just going to say, if the Glow does not win, right?
Yes. And we could refer to her as the Glow. It could be like Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. We could just start calling her the Glow.
Come on.
Naomi.
Jeez Louise. Naomi doesn't win, let's say, then what's her name's going to Lacey's going to win the chamber and then go on to beat.
Yes. But wait a second, Matt, no pop for Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon? Really? Nothing?
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
You never saw The Last Dragon in the 80s? Oh my God, it's incredible.
Wait. Is that Bruce Leroy?
Bruce Leroy shown up?
Yes, definitely. I'm sorry. Yes, definitely.
Just
I didn't know Barry Gordy made that, though.
It's in the title. It was called Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. But every time with Naomi and the Glow, that's what I think of, is The Last Dragon. It makes me happy.
Why?
Because The Last Dragon's awesome.
No, why do you think The Last Dragon?
Because Bruce Leroy had the Glow. That's what they called it.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry.
This is how my brain works.
They called ruining somebody's shtick and their joke, folks. For those of you at home keeping score. Sorry,
it's fine, Matt. Normally we're pretty in sync on
I know. I'm slower than molasses tonight.
Yes. But no, look, I think Naomi is so over. Sasha versus Naomi would be money. I don't know what they're going to do.
Sasha's still injured. She hasn't wrestled since, January 3rd.
What is she injured from?
An ankle injury, like during a match with Lacey on SmackDown.
How do they deal with this, though? I mean, Raj, what do you do when you've got someone that's this massively over? They can't just have her out there accompanying Bayley. I think, we talked about it. Her accompanying Bayley to the ring makes Bayley look so not cool by comparison.
It does. It hurts her.
Yeah. No, I mean, they haven't had her on TV, right? Like, she hasn't been on TV for a while. So, we'll see if she can get cleared soon. It looked like, for a couple of weeks she was backstage at SmackDown. It looked like she was close to getting cleared, but it hasn't happened yet. I got Peter, son of Raj, back is his name now. You down with AOP? Yeah, you know me. All right.
What was his name?
It was Naughty by Nature. You down with AOP? Yeah, you know me.
Son of Raj back. Tremendous. Don't try to roll over that,
Raj. All right.
Oh, and they hyped a little bit tonight, worth shouting out, Bianca Belair versus Charlotte. That's going to happen Wednesday on NXT.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't hype that more, just given they want people to tune into NXT.
Yeah, NXT got like nothing tonight.
Yeah. So Murphy versus Angelo Dawkins happened. Angelo won by DQ when Seth Rollins hit the ring. Man. And then this led to Montez Ford versus Seth Rollins. So we went like right into it. And I like when Montez took the mic and said that Dawkins hit Murphy so hard last week, they took his first name away.
Yeah. That was a good line.
Yeah. The transition of this match was seamless, but I love Street Profits. I'm glad they're getting to wrestle finally and not doing this corny weekend update shit backstage. It's just all these guys. It becomes sort of a cluster when it's the same 6 guys, 8 guys in these segments together. But this match was fantastic.
This match really was good, and it continues to show. I love Dawkins and all. Happy he's got his opportunity finally because he's worked really hard to move up from NXT and get on Raw when it was still just developmental territory, right? That said, everybody's got to be able to see it. Tonight, they showed it again. And that is his partner is the one. Montez is the singles breakout star of that group.
Mm-hmm.
He is good. He is really, really good.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's got charisma. He can go. Yeah,
the whole package, man.
So Seth Rollins won that match. We got T saying that Beth Phoenix is going to be Raw next week to give a medical update on Edge. And we got a pretty big hype video tonight for Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Really putting Rhea over big time to this crowd.
Do we still not think it's going to be a 3-way?
I think after Wednesday it will be.
I don't think so.
Oh, we want it to be.
I don't know. I'd like for it to be. I love Bianca Belair, but I don't see it.
Don't put the negativity out there.
Well.
Gotta believe, Rush. Gotta believe. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, the main event tonight. And wouldn't you know it, Seth Rollins, Murphy, AOP. If this had just been the last match, and Seth Rollins hadn't been there, I would have a much different viewpoint.
Definitely. Me too. And the finish would have meant a little bit more to me, but I was annoyed that the schmaz and all this crap happened at the end. And then, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, okay, well, Matt, how could the ref have screwed him over if Seth didn't come out to be a part of that segment? I don't know. But I'm just saying the match itself was really good one-on-one. It's a pay-per-view quality match, in my opinion, those two against each other. And, I hate to say it, but everything these guys touch sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the match itself was good, but you know, again, once Rollins came out, just again seeing Rollins and Owens every week. You know, last week they did one of their best first hour viewership wise with the Randy Orton Matt Hardy stuff since like before like the season premiere last October. And then it just collapsed by the third hour. It was one of the biggest drops from hour 1 to hour 3. People are getting tired of this stuff. It's very redundant. So, yeah, I just thought I just kind of tuned out. And then when he had Owens get beat again, like I said, Owens hasn't had a big win in a long time. He shouldn't be beating Orton either.
But
there's other stuff you can do.
Seriously, man, I just don't get it.
Yeah, Terry Allen pointing out that Sasha is participating in the Mandalorian. Yeah, I don't know if she's still filming that or not. But yeah, she is. So yeah, that could be where she's at. Nightmare Knee pointing out that Montez Ford married to Bianca Belair and 2 stars in the making.
That's a reality show I want to see. I want a camera to follow them around all the time.
Why is that LOL though, Nightmare Knee?
Yeah, that is why is that funny? In fact, I want a reality show that's Montez and Bianca at home hanging out with Angelo Dawkins trying to find Angelo Dawkins a woman, and that should be like the plot of the entire season. I would watch that every week.
Yeah.
That should be good, actually, yeah. Better we watch tonight.
And that's
so yeah. So the finish was
the finish.
He's going bananas, Glenn. He's fuming. The smoke's coming out of his ears.
Okay, so we get like the quickest 3 count I think we've ever gotten from the ref. Ref's looking confused. Ref's out there talking to Seth. Kevin's coming out, getting in the ref's face, pulls him back in the ring. And finally, the big reveal under the ref shirt. He's wearing a Monday Night Messiah shirt. It's even dumber when I think about it now. Like, because this is the only way they can show allegiance. They can't have commentary say, he must be a fan of the Monday Night Messiah. He's going to be wearing his T-shirt.
It's like someone said to Vince, like, do you remember the last time we did a screw job in Canada? It's been like 7 years. We're way overdue. So like, all right, we'll do it tonight, pal.
Matt, could you imagine you're at work and here's a better one. You're in a city council meeting in Longwood and you agree with someone and everyone's like, why is Matt agreeing with that guy? Why is Matt agreeing with that guy? And it's revealed that you're wearing his T-shirt underneath. It's like, now I get it. Like, it's so stupid. It's such a stupid reveal.
To be fair, in the world of wrestling, for whatever rhyme or reason, everyone has to be wearing a shirt with who their allegiance is to. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah, it started with the NWO, right? That was like really when it became a thing. You give the shirt, and that shows you're a member.
Yeah, like Tyson a little bit, right?
But that was the
after.
DX after,
Crazy though. Since then, it's been like that. Hell, I remember when I debuted in TNA as a wrestler. I stopped being Cornette's bodyguard, and I debuted on Team Cage by ripping my referee jersey off. I was actually a special guest referee, and it's a Team Cage across the chest. That'll kill everybody. Nuking AJ Styles in the middle of a ring with an elevator wasn't enough. It was the reveal of my shirt. Crazy.
Yeah.
Wrestling's weird like that.
It is.
I would love to see that in a city council meeting or on the debate stage.
The next
Bloomberg takes his jacket off. He's got a Biden shirt on.
I mean, but it's just so dumb. And I know some people like this. I mentioned that I thought this was a stupid ending on Twitter. I got lit up about it because some people loved it. And it's fine if you loved it. It's just, for me, it's just not my jam, man. Like,
time out. They loved it?
There are some people on Twitter, like, I'm actually surprised. I think I've seen some controversial shit on Twitter before, and this is one of those things where it's like, there's some people like, this is great storytelling. This was a fantastic ending. What are they going to do next? And it's like, I think there's going to be more people secretly wearing Monday Night Messiah shirts. Like, which, again, this is where I fear this angle is going. Because it's going to be like your Team Messiah or not Team Messiah, and it's really corny.
Let me ask a question. Let's really break down the dichotomy of this for 2 seconds. Work with me here.
Yeah.
So to those fans out there, I thought this was excellent storytelling. Please explain to me when Seth Rollins became this amazing speaker backstage, all right, to where he is a leader of a cult, like he's on that level where he's this cult-like hero that he can make people and persuade people to do the things he wants to do. When did he become this great salesperson that can do all these things? Because I've not seen it. I've just seen him show up in the ring and start saying, I'm the Monday Night Messiah. I'm this, I'm that. I've not seen him cut a promo yet, quite frankly, in which I believe when he goes backstage for the rest of the show that he can get anybody to start to follow his evil ways.
Yeah. Bray was a little better. I believed. I mean,
Bray, I definitely would buy. Yeah,
but he had the charm.
And they never really did it either. They never really recruited anyone, right? It was always the same guys.
That dude was perfect at it. Actually, I would go drink the Kool-Aid that Bray Wyatt told me to go drink, for sure. He was so good.
Yeah. Or for someone that was like a Tony Robbins type, who was like, "I'm going to show you the way and unlock the power of your mind."
Yes.
But it's this nasally, whiny guy out there who's a kick-ass wrestler, but I'm sorry, he's not the most persuasive speaker on earth. Like, I'm not buying what he's selling.
I'll tell you when I believe what he was saying when he said he's the best wrestler night in, night out. I bought that when he tweeted that, by the way. I believe it. Because I believe he thinks that. And I like that. I like that confidence in a champion. But that said, I don't believe that, again, he's going to be leading people to their demise or leading people to,
Well, I don't think it's a suicide cult, Matt. Let's be clear.
But when we talk about cults, generally speaking, it's suckering people in for something that's generally bad.
And yeah.
Right.
And where do you go with this? You know, when the NWO had Nick Patrick, at least they had their own group, and I just don't. It just seemed like maybe it was a one night thing, just something different to do. It was different. It did get people talking. It was more interesting, I guess, than a lot of the weeks of a lot of the finishes lately on Raw. So it was something. It was cheesy, but it's cheesy and interesting, I guess.
And again, I do like when they do things outside the box. They try something different. I don't mind a swing and a miss. I just don't like it when they don't swing. And to be fair to them, they did swing tonight.
Yeah. And maybe they'll have maybe that ref is a great actor and explains it next week. And it's like, you know.
Oh, I'm betting money on that.
Yeah.
His expressions tonight, I mean, it was just very frustrating. And I don't know if you guys find this as well. Do you find that, not you're more critical of Raw, but that Raw's shortcomings become more apparent? Like, when you're watching that on Monday, if like on Saturday and Sunday you watch really good TV, or you watch like a really good movie, you think about stuff where you're like, I mean, Matt, think about like The Mandalorian or stuff where we could just talk about that, or Cobra Kai or something where we get all up in it and it's like such a masterpiece. And then you watch Raw and you're just kind of like, oh, why am I doing this with my time? As a viewer.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, yes.
If I watch crappy reality TV, and I'm not saying pejorative to people that like that, but if I was watching like The Masked Singer all the time, and I like The Masked Singer, but if I was watching The Bachelor or things that were just like, this is kind of trashy, but whatever, I could see where I'd give Raw more of a pass. But when I watch stuff that I really love, it's tough to watch.
I think about it when Raw comes on. That's when I think about it. Not when I'm watching Mandalorian or these good shows.
Yeah.
It's the opposite for me. I have to watch Raw, and I'm like, damn, wouldn't it be so much better if we could talk about Karate Kid tonight?
Seriously. Or The Last Dragon. I could do an entire podcast.
I think a lot of times it's like not knowing how to finish. You know, if they finish with the Orton, you know, the Orton Matt Hardy stuff, as opposed to Team Owens versus Team Rollins for the 15th week, it makes the show a lot better. The last thing you left, you know, going off a show is an impactful angle. Yeah, because like the Orton stuff, I don't find cheesy with Edge at all.
Not at all.
The Messiah stuff, yes. So.
I hope he's able to turn it, because I still think, you know, Seth is still one of my top 5 favorite guys. He's in my Booker T's top 5.
Yeah, it just seems like he has no one to really play off of right now in that group either.
I know. I just wish. I hope he's able to do something with it, because he is freaking good, man. And he took a lot of grief, you know, over some things that, quite frankly, weren't his fault. They put him with Becky and stuff. Like, that's creative.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't fault the talent involved in any of this. I think everyone, man, you can speak to this, having been there. Everyone's trying to make the best, sometimes of a bad situation.
Of what you're given.
And by the way, I mean, let's relate it further. Everyone out there, everybody can relate to working for someone as a job where it's like, well, I don't agree with everything my boss does. Maybe the company, you know, like I question stuff, but it's like, this is my job though, and I just need to make the best of it. It's a common experience for people to have. So we don't fault the talent at all. It is not their fault of this. They're not responsible for the shortcomings here.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What else do we got, Raj? What else is going on?
So this is so originally the plans were for Roman Reigns to face The Fiend at WrestleMania, and for John Cena to wrestle Elias. Now, according to the Observer, those matches are out the window. So it's not known what the new plans are, but you would assume with Super Showdown this Sunday, it probably, you know, there's a good chance it might involve Goldberg. Maybe they have Goldberg beat Bray Wyatt and face Roman Reigns, and then you go with Bray Wyatt versus John Cena.
Ooh.
Some combination there. And I actually like that change. I know a lot of people are upset over it.
No, I think that's a good one. Because this is what I was telling you. This is another reason why Bray did not need that damn title.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it. His character, in my opinion, is so much more over than any championship in that company, quite frankly.
I agree. And just hearing the matches, Roman versus Goldberg, Cena versus Wyatt is way bigger to me than Cena versus...
Huge draw matches. Huge WrestleMania matches. Two of them.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and... Yeah, Wyatt versus Reigns just wasn't doing it.
Spear versus Spear, Goldberg versus that works. Okay, whether you're a Roman fan or not, that works. And then Bray Wyatt versus Cena. Come on, guys, that's awesome. That could really, really there's no way John's going over on him. I know
No way.
Enough to know he's going to do business.
Yeah, it's funny because they have actually wrestled before at Mania, and Cena beat him, so it'd be kind of the.
Oh my God, Jesus Christmas! Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is that WWE has been negotiating to move the pay-per-views off the network. It came out that they've been talking with ESPN to do ESPN Plus. If it's ESPN Plus, there's a good chance it could be a similar deal to what UFC has, where the pay-per-views you have to pay extra for them. So you have to sign up for ESPN Plus and then pay extra for the pay-per-views. And if that's the case, they're going to want to start making them really loaded again. So
they've got a lot of work to do then if they're going to do that. What are the price ranges, do you think, Raj? Like the UFC, for example.
Well, the UFC is normal. I mean, like that McGregor fight it's not any cheaper. It was like $60, I think.
No, I mean, like you said, I've got to buy the ESPN one.
Right, yeah. So ESPN Plus is $5 a month.
Okay.
So if that's included, that's not, that's nothing. But if the pay-per-views are on top of the $5 a month, like it is with UFC, I can see that being tough for WWE at the beginning because they've trained fans that pay-per-views are worth $10 a month, $9.99. And then all of a sudden, if you're charging $40 again,
say if they are doing $40, I'd have to first buy my $5 membership to the ESPN app, whatever that is, right?
Right.
And then an extra $40 for that month's pay-per-view.
Right.
Through watching it through that app again.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's whatever it is. They're probably going to announce it in the next few weeks because Vince said it's going to be at the end of this quarter, which is the end of March, and chances are. They're announcing it. It's probably going to be WrestleMania is going to be the first one. If it's not NBC Peacock, because that doesn't start until after Mania, but ESPN Plus.
Don't you think ESPN Plus would be a better deal than Peacock?
I would think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the fan. Okay, so for me, shocking to people I know, I have no interest in sports. So ESPN Plus, but Peacock is going to have the new Punky Brewster, dude. And it's going to have Saved by the Bell reboot. It's going to have.
So you've answered the question.
Peacock,
it's way better on ESPN Plus.
I'm going to be a day one subscriber to Peacock.
But here's the thing: at ESPN, we see this with the UFC on there. Is they promote those fights big time. So they would be promoting WrestleMania. You already have WWE having partnerships with Fox and NBC. And now having ESPN2 plugging their shows.
Better do a better job because whenever ESPN covers it, they do a terrible job. Michelle Beale used to do a decent job of it back in the day. When anybody else does it, it's so shoddy. They do a terrible job with it.
Yeah,
the only
treat
time
it like a joke.
Yes, the only time it's good is like when Hunter or somebody like that comes in and does what do you call it? First Take, whatever the hell it's called, with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman or something like that. But when it's up to the ESPN people just to talk about it, like they're reporting on it,
right?
It's generally not good, and it's cheesy.
But it'll still be more effective than the cross promotion with the new Punky Brewster. I think we could agree on that.
Agree to disagree. Time will tell.
Monkey Power.
Is it still Soleil Moon Frye?
It still is. I wasn't even a fan of the original show. I just think it's remarkable they're rebooting it.
I actually watched that show back in the day.
I like the original show.
I was more like
Henry Warnemont.
I was more of a Silver Spoons kind of guy. But
Freddie watch both.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I used to want that train more than
Freddie Prinze Jr., former WWE creative, is going to be on Punky Brewster as her ex-husband in the reboot. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, so they're like grown up?
Yeah, and she takes in a child. So I'm really mad about this. I could have gone to the pilot taping of the reboot, but we were on vacation and it didn't work out. I'm still salty that we weren't able to make that happen.
Yeah. Life can be hard sometimes.
I guess if these are the problems that I'm most disgruntled about, things ain't that bad.
So, anyway, yeah, WrestleMania card still in flux.
I like that, though. This changes the Mania game big time.
Oh, huge.
That's got Brock, Drew, Cena, Bray, and what was the other one? Goldberg, Roman?
Goldberg, Roman, and then Taker, AJ. So
Taker, AJ?
Yeah. That's the rumored match right now, yeah.
Dude, this Mania could be insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people have said that Bray might be losing the title to Goldberg, but I think it actually helps everything out.
Oh, and Orton and Edge.
Yeah, Edge and Orton.
Dude, 5 main events of WrestleMania.
Charlotte and Rhea. Yeah.
Okay, so in the next 1 hour, I've got very excited about wrestling.
But before that is Elimination Chamber, and before that is WWE Super Showdown this Thursday.
Oh, and AEW Revolution Saturday.
That I'm excited for.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll be back for that as well, and for Super Showdown. Oh my
what's
gosh.
happening for Super Showdown? Matt, you're out. I think I have to work this Thursday. Raj?
Yeah, it's me and Nick covering Super Showdown.
Okay.
When is it?
It's Thursday.
Like noon?
Yeah. So
Noon your time?
Yeah. Wednesday, obviously, we'll be here with Dynamite NXT. Friday, SmackDown. Saturday, AEW Revolution. So it's a lot of stuff. AEW Revolution, can you guys all do it? I was planning
Revolution?
on it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's on my calendar.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a leap year.
These pay-per-views, sometimes they come up quick where you're like, oh my God, it's this week.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anything else to cover before we take this home?
I think that's it.
Cool, guys. He's at BP Matt Morgan. And speaking of which, let me put you over, Matt. Where can they watch that great video that was done on you by your local Fox affiliate talking about your transition from wrestling into politics?
They could check it out on my Twitter feed at BP Matt Morgan, or check it out. I think that's the only place I posted, or my Facebook page, Matt Morgan for Longwood.
Awesome. Everybody check that out. Great story. Really proud of you, Matt, and glad you're getting that coverage. And be sure to go to facebook.com/Wrestling Inc. for our meetup at WrestleMania. Click on the events tab and RSVP. Raj, what are we up to? It's getting pretty full.
Yeah, I think it's around 200 already.
Wow.
Between going and interested. And then I've gotten a lot of emails of people saying that they're not on Facebook. Yeah, it's over 200 now. And people that have been DMing saying that they're not on Facebook, but they're interested in asking how they can do it. Right now, it's still only Facebook, but send your DM so at least I have your name if you don't have a Facebook account. Sure. And some people just will not create a Facebook account because they have problems with Facebook. So just shoot me a DM or an email.
Get on top of that, guys. We want to make sure we do this the right way for you guys, and we're doing it to cater to you guys and what you guys want to see from us. So if we get a good number, we can then figure this out on what it is we'll be doing. But we're going to be doing something. You know our word on that. We're going to be there. We can't wait to meet you.
And if this works, touring it worldwide, man. Going to go start playing theaters. So
Rick's on the River, April 3rd, Friday, April 3rd, from 3 to 5 p.m., maybe a little later. And so definitely check it out.
Did you find out, is Ryback in town WrestleMania weekend?
Yes.
I don't know.
Gotta be, right, Ron? I'm sure he's doing it.
I don't think he really goes to those things.
We'll get him to come to ours.
All right, I'll talk to him.
Got to be a run-in. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Until next time, folks, we'll get you back here Wednesday night on the Wrestling Inc. podcast.